Okay, today's, what, 32, 33? Let me see. Hold on. Okay, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, yep, day 33 of reading your Bible through in a year. The chapters for today was Leviticus 5 through 7, 28, 29. Yeah, Leviticus 5 through 7. This is just more of the same. Let's see, of the offerings. It talks about, if someone touches any unclean thing as the carcass of an unclean wild animal or of an unclean domestic animal, becomes unclean. And so then he has to confess his sin and have a sin offering. I don't know if they mean unclean thing during an offering or just during daily life. And this one has to be an offering of a female animal, of a ewe or goat. Surprising, because it's usually the male. If you can't afford the animal flock, you shall bring the Lord as a sin offering 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons. 2 turtle doves, like in the song. One for a sin offering, another for Holocaust. Snap its head. This is just really disgusting. All these animal deaths for God. It's just, he definitely doesn't care for animals, apparently. If he inadvertently cheats on the Lord's sacred dues, not offering the full amount in tithes, first fruits, etc. Like, what are these first fruits going to? I mean, are they just burning it? That's just absolute stupidity. Or does it go to the priest? Again, if it goes to the priest, it doesn't explain this here, but if it goes to the priest, again, that's a sign that this is a cult, because a priest is having all his food taken care of, not having to pay for anything or trade for anything. This is just absolutely stupid. So tithing is absolutely necessary in this cult. That's definitely a cult. If tithing is necessary, then it's a cult. It's just, and people sin every day, multiple times a day. My gosh, how many animals are we slaughtering for this? People who have herds are going to wipe out their whole herd because of sin offerings. If someone commits a sin of dishonesty against the Lord, he shall make full restitution and give the owner 1/5 of its value. He shall then unblemished ram, make that as an offering to the Lord. Again, this is all, and it does say in here, I'm not going to go into all the different types of offerings gone into, because each one is a little bit different, but basically the same. It's just as to what, the devil's in the details. What type of, what gender of the animal or how it's prepared for offering. That's really the only difference. But it does say that in some of these, that anything left over after the necessary offering becomes the priest. And the priest is the family of Moses. The males of Moses. So, again, this all points towards a cult. This being a cult. It talks about something, a clay vessel. I didn't really understand that. I didn't really pay too much attention. I didn't read it. I just listened to it today because it was just more of the same offerings. And it's getting kind of old now. The priest presents sin offering, but it must be eaten in a sacred place. And the priest who presents a sin offering may partake of it, but it must be eaten in a sacred place in the court of the meeting tent. Whatever touches the flesh shall become sacred. If any of its blood is spilled on a garment, the stain must be washed in a sacred place. I mean, this is just silly nonsense. A clay vessel in which it has been cooked shall thereafter be broken. So now we're breaking clay pots. And remember, these aren't things that you could just go to Myers and buy. I mean, these things they had to make by hand. So all this was a lot of work just to have this stupid ritual. Now they're talking about guilt offering, peace offering. And then it says something about wherever you dwell, you shall not partake of any blood, be it of bird or animal. Every person who partakes of blood shall be cut off from his people. So what, they're going to kick them out? I mean, this is just stupid. Anyways, that's really all it is today. It's just absolute nonsense. And it seems to me that this would have been written long after. I mean, it just makes sense that it would have been written long after this actually happened, because there's cleanliness required here that wasn't possible back then. You were lucky if you had a well. A lot of people, it seems to me they might have been by a river, so they hauled all their water from a river. But you had to haul that water up out of the river or out of the well. It wasn't just like you turned on your tap. And it was like for washing. You had to wash by hand. They probably didn't even have, they didn't have washboards. They probably washed against the rocks. And so this was a lot of having to clean up. In a day when that would have just taken all day just to do the cleaning. So that's just more of that. So that's going to be it for today. I'm not really going to go into that. Here's another like voodoo doll I have available for sale. Little clown boy. It's got buttons. Let me see if I can show you the buttons. It's got buttons on its little polka dots. So anyways, there we go for today. Hopefully, I'm sorry about not being more thorough about these offerings. It's just, it's getting old with me. I'm tired of listening about altars and offerings and everything having to be exact, and it having to be exact this way, and if you touch something, you're unclean, and it's just not. Anyways, I'll talk to you tomorrow.